Hey everyone, so what we're going to go over in this video is the economy and the industry of the game, and how you can trade components with other players, and also how you can move components and resources between your own planets and your empire. So the first thing we're going to do is go onto the surface of our planet and go into the factory and start building some components. Now these are weapons, shields, stuff like that, stuff you use to actually produce your ships. Now an important thing to remember is that you can stockpile these weapons ahead of time. And in that case, when you want to actually build the ship, you already have them, so the production time for the ship is much, much faster. Now, once the components are finished being produced, they will go into the warehouse. Now, in the warehouse, the warehouse is where it stores everything. You see it stores your resources, your credits, your materials. It also stores your components. Now at the bottom here, you see the components that we just ordered to be produced. Now what we want to do is we want to move these onto one of the other planets in our empire. So what we're going to do is we're going to move these components onto a cargo bay on one of our ships. So now here's our ship in our spaceport. Now we'll open up the cargo bays and we will load the components that we just built in the warehouse into the cargo bays. Now, once they're loaded into our cargo bays, we will launch the ship into space and we will fly it to one of the other planets in our empire that need these components. So we're going to fly it to this planet right here. Now, once it gets here, we will unload the components into the warehouse on this planet. Now, the value in this really comes in, remember, you can only have so many buildings on a planet depending on your population on that planet. So what you may want to do is you may have one planet which is like your forge world that's producing all the components, and then once you have them all produced, you take them to another planet which actually constructs the ships. So that way on one planet you could have like all mines, on another planet all factories, and on another planet all shipyards and spaceports. So once the ship gets to this planet, we will dock the ship into the spaceport on this planet and unload those components into the warehouse on this planet. And that's what you see me doing right now. So now this is the main value in this system is that it adds quite a bit to the gameplay when it comes to trading with other players, and also when it comes to putting things up for sale on your market. Due to the fact that everything is always exists in the game, people can raid your trade routes, you can raid other people's trade routes, and you need to actually protect the trading within your empire, but also when you trade with another player. Like right now, I'm going to move some components into my warehouse to show you, not my warehouse, sorry, my marketplace, to show you how that works. Now, what I do is I send the components I want to put up for sale to my market, and then I open up the market interface and I select the components or resources that I want to put up for sale, set their sale price and all those things, and then select set for sale. Now what this means, if we zoom out from the planet right now, we will see the market orbiting the planet, and other players can approach this market, and you'll be able to interact with that market with your ships that have cargo bays, and you'll be able to buy and sell the things that I put up for sale on the market. So what this means is that there is no unified galactic marketplace or auction house in Novus AEterno. Instead, each player runs their own market. Now what this also means is that if you go explore in the galaxy, you'll find a very big difference between the cost of goods in different parts of the galaxies, because there may not be as much need for a specific item on another part of the galaxy. So if there's a sector in space in a galaxy where there's a lot of combat going on, a lot of warfare, the price for weapons and stuff like that will probably be much higher in that area. Whereas another area that's very peaceful and there's not much war going on, the price will be a lot lower because there's not as much demand for that item. So you could actually be flying around the galaxy finding where things are the cheapest and where they're the most expensive, and be buying and selling from them and playing the difference to make a profit. So that's kind of the basics of how moving components between your empire and trading with other players works. Now, you can put things onto your market to sell it to anyone, or you can also trade directly with another player, which works similarly to moving the components between your planets and stuff like that. So that pretty much covers this. Stay tuned for more videos that explain other features of the game, and thanks for checking us out. And that went pretty well.